to me. You guys know that I've always said that my YouTube channel, my podcast, and stuff like that, which is on Spotify, by the way, I always say this is the home for intelligent Black people, and I've always said that. I will continue to say that because it's true. I want intelligent Black people that want to grow, that want to learn. Not you don't have to be intelligent necessarily. You just have to value intelligence, and that's what I'm sticking with forever, right? But I remember there was one point where there was an NBA, a former NBA player. His name was Kwame Brown, and he played with Michael Jordan back with the Washington Wizards back in the day. And I remember that there was a point where somebody said, "Yeah, this guy Kwame Brown keeps talking about you, and he's really mad at you." And I didn't understand why Kwame Brown was so mad at me. I don't know the man. I never met him. I didn't have anything against him. I remember him going to the NBA. If you don't remember, if you know basketball, Kwame Brown was a really popular high school player. He was the number one draft pick coming out of high school, and he got drafted number one in the NBA draft. And he ended up going to play with Michael Jordan at the Wizards. And Michael Jordan, I don't know if I'd want to play with him. Most people that play with him kind of say he was kind of a jerk. But I don't know. I've never met Michael Jordan. But at the same time, though, I think Kwame got bullied pretty bad by Michael Jordan. It wasn't fair. He was 17, 18 years old. It must have been hard for him. But anyway, that's all I knew about him. I didn't know anything else about the guy. I knew a couple of guys who played for the Wizards and stuff like that. And I asked them, I said, and this guy would just, I mean, this Kwame Brown basketball player guy was just hammering away every day. He was talking about me. He was talking about Alicia. He talking about like a dog. And I said, man, this man doesn't even know me. He doesn't know my wife, but he's talking about us. Like, what did I do to him? So I called my friend. I have a friend named Etan Thomas who played for the Wizards years ago. And I called Eton. I said, what's going on? I said, is something okay? Is he all right? Like, do I need to apologize for something? What did I do to him? And nobody understood. But here's something my wife said that was really interesting to me that made me think about it because she doesn't react. She didn't get offended by the things he said. He said some pretty nasty stuff. It's the internet's a nasty place, right? So if you ever do stuff online, just be prepared for people to talk a lot about things they don't know anything about. Or if you're lucky enough to be successful, someone will form a rumor about you or gossip about you. When me and Alicia got married, there was all kinds of weird, ridiculous stuff people were saying. But it's okay though. It's okay. We know our truth. And anyway, one thing she said to me about Kwame Brown that really made me think was she said, "Well, you're a college professor and you're pretty smart." And she said, "Sometimes your being a professor can trigger people." And I said, "Well, why would we be triggered by professors? Professors don't run around beating people up. Like what I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna tell my truth, and I'm not scared of nothing. But I said, I'm not out here hurting people or nothing. Like, I know the white man's scared of me, but why should Black people be taken aback in that same way?" And she said, "Well, because you speak a truth that maybe people aren't used to, which is going to shock people." But then also she said that a lot of us did not have a good experience with the public school system. So a lot of our people, if they had a bad experience with the school system, and you say you're a teacher or you're a professor, they might automatically make these assumptions like, "Oh, you think you're better than me," or you think I'm stupid, things like that, right? And I thought about that. The only reason I thought about that even more deeply was because I remember there was one point where in his many long, I mean, and this guy did about 11 videos. They were like an hour long ranting about me, and I just thought that was the wildest thing. I'd never seen that before.